So let's look at a few of the different comparison operators that we can use and how they affect things. So in our example here, we've got an array of different food items. We're looping through that array, and we've got a test here. We say if the key equals 2, then we want to echo out a value with a line break after it. Otherwise, we're just going to echo it out with a comma. So that's just doing a little test here. But what if we wanted to say we want to do it for everything except for something that has a key of 2? In that case, we can use the does not equal. Just fairly simple. If you're trying to compare by type, you can use something like that. 2 equal signs and exclamation point. And that's saying does not equal 2. So in this case, it's going to do it for every item in the array except for the one that has a value or has a key of 2, like that. You can also say I want to do it for everything greater than or equal to 2. So it's going to do it for everything except for, number 1. I can say less than or equal to, and let's see. I could do, if I don't want to do equal to, I can just use a single here, or greater than 2. And so those give us a couple of different comparison operators that we can use. We can also have multiple conditions. So I can come in and say, and value equals potato. And that would be even more specific to this one. Or I could say, or value equals milk. So in this case, I'm going to put a break after 2, and I'm going to put a break after number 6 as well. You can also use, instead of and or, you can use a notation, 2 ampersands, which is the same as and 2 pipes, which is equivalent of or. Which one you use is just a matter of preference. Either one's going to do the same for you. So there's just a couple of different comparison operators you can use and different ways you can have multiple conditions. You can use those in, here you can use them in ternary operators and things like that. While statements, whatever you want to do. Let's look at a couple of things regarding manipulating strings and doing math operations in PHP. So as you saw earlier, we can echo out a string that is concatenated with variables. So I could say food and just merging multiple together. Alright, so it's just saying I've basically got 3 strings here, and I'm just going to merge those together into one, and in this case I'm outputting it directly to the browser. And that's fairly straightforward. That's called concatenation. Let's look at math, the different things we can do. Math is pretty straightforward, especially if you've done it in JavaScript or anything else like that. They're pretty much like you would expect. So I could say 1 plus 1. I can say 1, make more sense, 1 times 2 times 4 minus works as we would expect. And division, of course, is just the 4, just like that. You can also, as we saw earlier, if you want to just increment a value, you can just do plus plus. So if I equals 1, and then I came in here and said I plus plus, that's going to increment it by 1. You can also do I minus, and that's going to decrement it by 1. You also have the modulus, which is the percent sign. And so you can, basically the modulus is going to give you the remainder of a division. So if we said 10 modulus 3, that would return 1, because 1, of course, would be the remainder of 10 divided by 3. And so that can be useful if you're trying to break things down into groups. I could have a statement that said, if I can type here. Equals 0, then I can do something. Maybe if I put it up here, it would make a little more sense. Say, and at that point, I'm saying for every third one that I do, I'll have something different happen. And so in this case, it's going to say I'm going to have 3, and then I'm going to have a break, and then it's going to do 3 more and have a break. And so basically putting 3 on each line. So it allows me to group them together as I wish. And that's what a modulus is. It's just giving us the remainder of our division.